guys, no, this is not a fitness video, so you're probably wondering why I'm out here doing push-ups and star jumps, etc. Well, I'll tell you why, guys. It's because a year and a half ago I could only dream of doing these things. See, I was diagnosed and suffering from a crippling, progressive type of autoimmune arthritis that they said would be with me for life, and I'd need stronger and stronger medication for the rest of my days. But I've healed myself, and I've done it through diet, the natural way, zero medication. And now I'm going to share the story of how I done it. Let's go. Right, so start off with, when I say zero medication, actually that's bullshit. I lied. I did use medication a little bit to start off, and then I weaned myself off. Basically I done it on a plant-based diet. I done it something using the Patterson program. So initially I thought I had ankylosing spondylitis, and I started to look into some things, and I found the Patterson program along with some other really good doctors and stuff online. Dr. Brooke Goldner, Dr. Axe, Dr. Mark Hyman, all these guys were very, very helpful in my healing journey. But I did buy and pay for the Patterson program by Clint Patterson for rheumatoid arthritis, I think it is, yeah, Patterson program for rheumatoid arthritis. And that helped me immensely because it gave me a guide. I didn't follow it exactly, but that's what I'd done. And look, I healed myself, and I came out public after I was done. And I tagged Clint Patterson in my Instagram post, and then he got in touch with me, and I done a podcast, which is linked in the bottom of the description down here. You guys can go check that out. Done a podcast with him, and this here, what I'm going to read to you now, is the timeline I sent to Clint of my healing, to give you an idea of how things went, because I remembered I'd sent him this timeline, and obviously it's been a year and a half, nearly 2 years now, so a few of the details are a bit hard to remember. So I'll give you guys a bit of a read of this, and we'll go through it from there, okay? Let's check it out. And so guys, this is for anyone suffering from any type of autoimmune arthritis. So as I said, the Patterson program is called the Patterson program for rheumatoid arthritis, but it works across a range of different arthritis, whether it's psoriatic arthritis, ankylosing spondylitis, undifferentiated spondyloarthritis, which is my official diagnosis, the whole shebang, as well as rheumatoid as well, obviously, and a bunch of other autoimmune diseases as well, guys. If you're following I find if you're following a plant-based diet, as mentioned by Dr. Brooke Goldner, she cured her lupus. There's a lot of information, like I said, from the other doctors and stuff as well. Some very interesting documentaries and stuff, which I'll also link in the description box for you, so you can get that information. So if you're looking to heal yourself, look, knowledge is power, you know, and you do what I done. You take various sources of information and sort of apply what's best for you, what you think is best. So look, for me, the Patterson program worked. As I said, I got in touch with Clint, and I'll read you this timeline now, guys. So it's October 2020, and I had back pain while sleeping. I would wake through the night in pain, so I bought a new mattress. Went out and spent over $1,000 on a mattress, and that still didn't help. I had a lot of pain in my mid to upper back, and I had no idea why, all of a sudden. So that went on for a while. January 2021, I started seeing a podiatrist due to pain in my right Achilles and my left plantar fascia, which is a tendon that runs along the bottom of your foot. That was extremely painful. I'd had it for some time. In hindsight, they probably started hurting around the same time my back was giving me trouble. So yeah, sort of all started to flare up around the same time, I think. The podiatrist told me I had flat feet and gave me some Achilles stretching and strengthening exercises to do at home, but the pain continued. And then one day I wanted to show my wife how flat my feet are, so I done the test where you wet your feet on and put them on paper, walk on paper, to show my wife how flat my feet are, and they actually showed that I had a high arch, like the way my foot fell. So we weren't sure. So we went to another podiatrist to get a second opinion, who told me I had a high arch. So what do you know? So which was it? Did I have flat feet? Did I have a high arch? I needed a third opinion now. So then in April 2021, my back was still sore as well as my feet. We started physiotherapy for my back at that stage, didn't help. Also I was doing it for my feet, my heel was sore, my feet were swollen and sore. So yeah, none of that helped. Look, in June 2021, I was able to see a really good podiatrist to get a third opinion, and she was really good. She scanned my whole body, had me walk on the special machine, etc. Checked all the problem areas and found that I walked with an imbalance, and my axis was not centered on my gait when I walked. When I took a stride on my left foot, perhaps due to one leg being shorter than the other, she thought it might have been, or something to do with my hips, an imbalance in my hips, or possibly the result of offloading pressure from what we now know was enthesitis from autoimmune arthritis in my Achilles, on my right Achilles. So I had x-rays on both feet and an MRI on my left plantar. By this stage, she sent me to have my whole lower body x-rayed to check if one leg was shorter than the other or not. And that's when we found that I had a scoliosis of the spine with a CURED rate of 13, so my spine was slightly bent. We thought maybe that was where the problem was coming from, a slight bending of the spine, and with all the walking I was doing, etc., working in the restaurants, maybe everything had just gone slightly out of whack, and that was giving me the pain. So she thought it might have been from that. So June 2021, by this time I had custom orthotics made up and took a week off work to rest my feet. That's how bad it was getting, and get used to the orthotics. I returned to work on the 22nd of June and I was still in a lot of pain the whole week. I was about to call my work and tell my boss, look, I just can't. So I'd taken a week off and I returned to work. I'd taken a week off to get used to my orthotics, went back to work for a week with my new orthotics in. Thought, okay, I should slowly start getting better now. Pain was just getting worse. So I'd done the whole week in excruciating pain. Almost finished the week. It was Saturday night, the last shift for the week. I was about to, I couldn't make it in. So I was about to call my boss and say, look, I just can't do it. And that was when COVID hit us hard here in Australia. And the New South Wales Premier got on television and closed all restaurants down that very same night. So I was lucky. I was very lucky. I was blessed in that sense that because of COVID, I had a lot of time to study what was going on with my body and find out, and not just, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm thankful for the medication. I believe in modern medicine. I think it's a wonder. But I don't think that, prescribing a tablet for everything is the answer. You have to get to the root cause. So anyway, it's 22nd of June and restaurants have just closed. I couldn't make it into work anyway. I didn't know what was going to happen. I was in a bad shape. So as it says here, by this stage, both knees had flared. My left foot was swollen like a balloon. I had heel spurs on both sides that were extremely painful. My right Achilles was also extremely painful and swollen. And I had general pain all through my body. I remember my sacroiliac had flared, or that might have been later. So anyway, I was about to make a call and Gladys gets on the television. Closed because of COVID. Sorry, that was on the 26th of June. 26th of June was the day I couldn't make it into work. We got closed down because of COVID. And that was, as it says here, this was a blessing because I would now have time to research and heal while getting paid by the government. Because during COVID here in Australia, anyone who lives here would know, anyone who couldn't work got a nice $750 a week into their bank account. So that came in handy, thank God. So over the next few days, things got really bad. My back is still sore. I can't even stand or pull myself out of bed without crutches. I was crippled, guys. Both knees flare and my left foot and knee are swollen like balloons. My right heel looks like a red purplish light globe. It's so swollen. And my sacroiliac flares. This is when it got really bad. So I couldn't even lay down. I couldn't roll over in bed without tears. It was extremely painful. A few toes swell up and become stiff, and my right index finger and this knuckle here, I'll take a photo for you guys to have a look. So yeah, my right knuckle flared. I couldn't close my fist, and I've been suffering night sweats for a while now, maybe about a month, maybe longer. on and off, but then they started happening pretty much every night. Bed drenching night sweats. It's like I'd been thrown in a swimming pool. I was a complete mess and I had no idea what was wrong with me. I was getting scared for my life at this stage. I thought, oh, possibly some type of blood cancer, or I don't know. It was scary though. Fortunately for me, before this happened, about a week earlier, before work one day, that week when I went back to work, because I was still in pain, I think it was about the Wednesday, I went back to my GP because I thought this is not right. I went back to my GP and I explained to her that I was still in pain even with the orthotics, so they didn't seem to be working. So she suspected there was something more going on, obviously. Apart from an imbalance or whatever in my spine or in my feet. So she sent me for blood tests. And the blood tests came back and it showed that I had gene HLA-B27, which a lot of people who have this type of arthritis, particularly ankylosing spondylitis, carry this gene. We don't know why, we're just people with this gene are susceptible to this, particularly ankylosing spondylitis. So we thought that's pretty much what I had. We thought got some sort of, they thought I had ankylosing spondylitis. We thought, between myself and my GP. But I had to wait like a month to see the rheumatologist. So in the meantime, I started researching ankylosing spondylitis like crazy in all the free time I have now, obviously because it's COVID. And I came across some interviews, one interview in particular of a lady who had ankylosing spondylitis and cured herself using the Patterson program. And that's when it caught my attention, because this Patterson program was for rheumatoid arthritis. And I also thought, well, if she's got ankylosing spondylitis and she's cured herself, and I've got ankylosing spondylitis, so why can't I? So it's 15th of July 2021 now, and I have my first appointment with a rheumatologist. He takes some blood out and drains my right knee of the huge fluid buildup. Sorry, right knee, sorry, that one. He started me, and that's when I did. I was on drugs, guys. I was on meds for a while. I think I would have had to be to get the information down. But the plan was always, since I'd learned about diet, started learning, the plan was always to get off them eventually one day, especially because of some of the side effects that some of these anti-rheumatic drugs have. They're pretty devastating. So anyway, he drains my fluid out of my knee, and he starts me on prednisolone. And I've got to see him the next week, and he explains to me what ESR and the CRP are, which is endocrine or something sedentary rate, and CRP is cytokine reactive protein, I think, from memory. It's been a while, which is a protein that gets released into your blood when you have inflammation. So my ESR is 27 and my CRP is 33. Pretty high numbers. They should be well below. They should be around 5. The next week comes and I see him on the 22nd of July. He then gives me an official diagnosis, there we are, of undifferentiated spondyloarthritis, and starts me on leflunomide, 10 milligram. And I'm to come and see him in another month's time when my leflunomide will increase to 20 milligram. So I'm in a bad way. I'm getting stronger and stronger meds already here. He also tells me my condition is leaning more towards psoriatic arthritis. So I probed him. I said, I asked him if I want to research myself, should I be looking at because undifferentiated, that means it's not really any particular spondyloarthritis. Which one is it? So I said, should I be looking more towards ankylosing spondylitis, but I could tell my symptoms are sort of all over the shop, not like ankylosing, which is more things will hurt, like if one of your hips flare, your sacroiliac flare, they both will flare at the same time. I believe rheumatoid might be like that as well. Correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know. So he tells me my condition is more leaning towards psoriatic arthritis, but I'd never suffered any psoriasis, anything like that. But I had different joints in different areas hurting. So yeah, I want to do my own research a little bit. But I'd already seen enough, like I said, to know that diet was the key to beating this. And I'd already bought the Patterson program, I think, by that stage. I went ahead and bought it sometime in between there. And I hadn't really started the Patterson program yet, but I had it there, and I'd already, because it's hard to do. It is hard. The first couple of weeks are hard, but it's worth it. I would say do it, definitely do it. I'm not the first one to heal themselves. I'd started juicing, etc. I started a kind of paleo diet of sorts, but I hadn't really started the Patterson program as yet. By the 21st of August 2021, we're up to now, and I've now read and understood the whole program. It's good because it gives you the science of what's happening in your body and why and how foods and vegetables heal and what your body is doing, which gives you a better understanding, which helps you heal in my thoughts. So where are we? Give me a sec, guys, bear with me. So yeah, I've done a ton of my own research as well. So I've understood the Patterson, I've read and understood the Patterson program. I've also done a ton of my own research, and I've started eating foods from the Patterson program. I didn't start a juice cleanse phase, guys. I skipped that because I thought it was too hard, and I'd already passed that stage because I'd already started lowering. I could feel I was already started eating clean, and I was already having some small, I could feel in my body small results, small wins. Less inflammation, less pain. Could have been possibly by this stage though the drugs. So obviously I was on some pretty heavy meds. Okay, so by the time I had my next appointment with the rheumatologist on the 9th of September, my ESR had dropped considerably. I don't recall the numbers, but something is working. But is it the drugs or the diet? We don't know. I highly doubted drugs could work so quickly. So we're talking from 21st of August until the 9th of September. So not a lot of time. Okay, now September. By now I'm working a little more. So we're back to work now. Okay, restaurants have started to open up again. We're back, people out working. I think sporadically at that stage. Reduced hours or what have you. Just a second, there's always a bloody noisy motorbike or a plane or something when I do my videos. Okay, so I'm also back in the gym. I've started working a little bit and I'm back in the gym sometimes after work. Okay, so I'm doing well. Obviously with the combination of diet and medication, I'm back up on my feet. I'm starting to live life again. Still got some pain now. The doc tells me, the rheumatologist told me he's happy with my progress, but I'm only at 95%, which is pretty bloody good. And he wants to get me to 100%. If I combine my leflunomide with methotrexate. So that's two anti-rheumatic drugs that he wants me to take. Bear with me a second, guys, I've just lost my place. Yeah, 2 DMARDs they're called, disease-modifying anti-rheumatic drugs. And methotrexate, if you guys have done your research, is not what I want to take. Look, each to their own. I know for some people it works wonders. For me, I don't want to be on anything, if I'm honest. I would have been happy to plod along on leflunomide. We'll get to that in a little while. By this stage, I've researched enough to know that methotrexate is not something I want to be taking. But determined to get my life back on track and half believing that the doctor actually has my best interest in heart, I go and get a bottle of methotrexate. I went and picked one up. I had it there at home with me. Now, when I say that, I don't think the rheumatologist was out to get me, but I think that they believe in medication more than they should. And I think they're trained that way. I don't think it's their fault. I don't think they know about the body's natural ability to heal itself if given the right ingredients. So anyway, let's continue on. So I go and I pick up a bottle of methoblastin, it's called. I didn't want to be blasted, nothing. So I've got this bottle of methotrexate and some folic acid, which you need to take because apparently it gives you bad nausea, it can give you mouth ulcers, it can make you sensitive to sunlight, it can give you all sorts of horrible things. Nausea is the big one. It's actually used in high doses as a chemotherapy drug, this methotrexate. So it's not, look, each to their own. Do what you got to do, guys, to heal your condition. I don't want to give people bad advice or bad medical advice here, but for me, didn't want to be on it. But anyway, I'm seriously thinking about it because I want to get to 100%. I want to get active again. I want to have a full and active life. And I'm watching, I've got this bottle with me and I'm watching some video testimonials of people who've had methotrexate and talk about their experience and their experience on the side effects. And my wife overhears it and she's the one that pleaded with me and said, look, please, let's really try, let's double down on the diet and the lifestyle, more diet, you know. Let's double down on the diet and see how we go. And if that doesn't work, then I can still try the methotrexate later down the track. And I figure if this disease is with me for life, supposedly, and I've gotten this far, then I'm good just to keep healing slowly. And I realized that this is a marathon, not a sprint. So we continue with diet. I double down on diet though. I get really serious about the diet. I stick to not only the Patterson program, but everything else I've learned. I'm on the green smoothies that I've learned to take from Dr. Brooke Golden. I'm eating highly inflammatory foods. I think at this stage I wasn't even putting oil on my salads because it was inflammatory. I was just coating my salads in avocado as a dressing. That's all I'd do. I was eating super clean. Of course now I can eat whatever I want again. So there is good news, guys. There's light at the end of the tunnel. If you can do the diet, it is hard, but now I can eat pretty much whatever I want in moderation. As long as I don't have too much sugar, I'm good to go. As you can see, look at me run around. Okay, so let's catch up. So it's, yeah, as I said, it's with me for, this disease is supposedly with me for life. I'm not in a hurry. I'm just going to keep doing the diet. I carry on. I bring my ESR down to 5, from 33 to 5, guys, originally. And my CRP comes down to 3. So my ESR was 27. That comes down to 5. My CRP was 33, and I bring that down to 3. Okay? 5 is normal range. 5 is acceptable, I think, from memory. I then asked my rheumatologist whether he still thinks that I'd benefit from the methotrexate, and he concedes that with inflammation so low, it's probably not necessary. So there's a win. Through diet, I've done it. I'm on the way, at least. A day after my rheumatologist visit, and with my inflammation markers being so low, this gets interesting. I decided to reward myself with some greasy barbecue lamb chops. Now guys, I hadn't eaten meat for a while. I had a hankering for some meat. I had a hankering for lamb, and I saw some greasy $10 barbecue lamb chops at Coles, and I was proud of myself. I'd done really well for myself. I was in very little pain. I was still on meds. My diet was going well, but I had very little pain. I didn't have to go on a methotrexate, so you know what? I thought, what the hell? Bought those lamb chops, cooked them up, and ate them. Big mistake. That's when I broke out in psoriasis. So obviously, if we go down if you've watched enough, you probably know about if you've been looking into this, you probably know about the leaky gut syndrome by now. Maybe that's what I was healed. Maybe that's how I fixed myself. But at this stage, something in my system was still too sensitive to be eating lamb chops. So I broke out in psoriasis. And I did not like that at all. I had it on my legs and elbows. I remember big patches here, big patch here. Terrible. Not nice. I really hated that. So I went to the GP and I got some Insular foam, which worked wonders. Calmed the itching and the pain. But what I think really helped it is I doubled it down even harder. I went vegan for a few days, and the psoriasis was gone within 4 days, completely cleared up. Okay, so now it's November 2021. And so the monthly blood test and rheumatologist appointments continue as a person with an autoimmune condition would expect. And by this stage I'm functioning, moving again, the restaurants are open again, and I've started working pretty much full time again. 7th of January 2022, I successfully taper off prednisolone. Now for anybody with this type of condition, anyone who's on prednisone or prednisolone, you'll know that you can't stay on it forever. It'll put holes in your bones, so they put you on it with the plan to come off it. Sometimes it can be, you can have a bit of a rough ride coming off it sometimes, but fortunately I came off smoothly. So I successfully tapered off prednisolone on 2022. This whole time I somehow just know that is the diet and lifestyle that is helping me and not the drugs. But my rheumatologist, he's in denial, and he wants to believe it's his magic pills. I also find it amusing that he's keen to push the drugs, but never once mentions diet unless I ask him. Actually, when I did ask him, he said, oh, the reason we don't mention it is because we know this much of this much. And look, my rheumatologist was great, but come on, man, you could have told me something instead of just trying to write me a script first thing. Do your own research, guys. Do your own research and do what's right for you. That's, if you take anything from this video, do your own research and do what feels right for you. So anyway, I'm happy to continue on leflunomide for now because I'm pain free. I'm not feeling any bad side effects from leflunomide, so I'm cruising. I'm happy to take leflunomide for the rest of my life if needs be. 14th of January 2022, I get a call from my rheumatologist saying I have to stop taking leflunomide immediately as it's affecting the neutrophils in my white blood cells and leave me highly susceptible to infection. So leflunomide's going to go. What's going to happen now? I don't know. I really didn't want to be on methotrexate or sulfasalazine or whatever it is or anything else, because I knew I was good on leflunomide. I didn't want to run the risk. Taking another medication means a risk of side effects. So 3rd of February 2022, he tells me that my options are now methotrexate or sulfasalazine. I mentioned to him that perhaps I don't need any more DMARDs. DMARDs, guys, disease-modifying anti-rheumatic drugs. He obviously does not recommend this and seems confident that my pain will be so bad once I'm off leflunomide that I'll have to take something else. So he thinks once the leflunomide's out of my system, I'm going to need something. Okay? Anyway, look, we both agree that if I do need something, I've got the methotrexate there at home and I can start it when I need to. He tells me to wait until the leflunomide leaves my system and my blood comes back to normal, and then email him with my decision whether I'm going to take methotrexate, so he's up to speed with what I'm doing, or if I'm going to do my own thing. On the 17th of February 2022, I send him this email. Hi doc, so today marks 5 weeks since I stopped taking leflunomide, and so far I'm pleased to say that any symptoms of my arthritis are minimal. There are some points where pangs of pain occur from time to time, but none significant enough to warrant starting on any new DMARDs for the time being. I will now be attempting to manage my symptoms with diet and exercise and Celebrex. I do have Celebrex for backup if I need it. I haven't had to use it in over a year, guys. Celebrex is not a anti-rheumatic drug, it's just a powerful anti-inflammatory and painkiller. Please advise on the next course of action from here. Cheers, Phil. And he replies with this: hi, I'm really glad the arthritis hasn't flared. Leflunomide is the slowest DMARD to get out of the system, but 5 weeks is a long time, so that's encouraging. If things flare, then we'll need an appointment to discuss options. If things stay under control, I'd be keen to review in 3 months with a repeat blood test to examine the joints. I would also recommend we repeat an x-ray around mid-year because he was worried about a small erosion on my heel. Regards, from doctor. Okay, doctor rheumatologist there. Okay, so 3 months with no blood test and no rheumatologist. I'm winning, but let's see what happens in 3 months. 28th of April 2022. Excuse me one second. Got a dry mouth. It's such a long story. Okay. 28th of April 2022. I'm in the rheumatologist. I'm there at the office to see him. I bounce out of my chair in the waiting room as the rheumatologist calls my name because I'm now running like a well-oiled machine. I have unlimited energy, a healthy glow, and I radiate positive energy these days due to my diet and lifestyle. I work full-time running around a busy restaurant day and night, and I hit the gym for weight training 4 nights a week after work. I am a picture of health and confidence. And the rest, well, you know, because after that I decided to go public and reach out to Clint Patterson. So that's the letter I sent him. My CRP was 0.7. It was time to tell my story. So that's when I went public with my healing. That's the timeline, more or less, of how it all happened. And look, guys, anyone suffering from any of these types of arthritis, you can do it. As I said, the body has an amazing ability to heal itself. Look, if medications are recommended, take medications, but not the be all and end all. They're more of a band-aid, you know. You got to get to the root cause of the problem, especially with these type of autoimmune arthritis. Look, I'm not the first to do this. Tens of thousands of people have done it, but the doctors won't tell you. I'm sure they get paid per script they write. But look, you can do it. I've done it. I'm not superhuman. Anyone can do it. Diet, lifestyle, and look, as I said, you know, Dr. Brooke Goldner and her advice, you know, Clint Patterson. There's a lot of documentaries and stuff. I'm going to leave links. Also, look, guys, you'll be able to find this story more in depth and all the links to all the information I read to help me make my decisions on what was right for myself and my body. You'll be able to see them, all of this, guys. You'll be able to see all of those links, guys, on my webpage, whatphilsdoing.com. There's a blog there with the whole story of my rheumatoid arthritis, there's a blog there with the whole story of my battle with arthritis. And I'm going to put all the links there for you guys as well. So go ahead and head on over to whatphilsdoing.com. Have a look at my webpage, guys. All the links are there to help you if you've got a condition like this. What else can I tell you, guys? Look, I think that's it. Glory to God. You can follow me also. There's a fair bit of information when I went public with my diets and stuff like that, and some really inspirational stuff on my normal, my personal Instagram page, which is Phil Camp, PHILLCAMP. I'm also, as I said, linking down the bottom here my interview that I've done with Clint Patterson and the Patterson program for rheumatoid arthritis, so you can see that. As I said, guys, look, head over to the webpage, to my webpage, whatphilsdoing.com. All the information is going to be there for you, and anything else will be at the link, on the link down below, in the links down below. I think that's pretty much it, guys. Winner, winner, you know. Look at me run around, look at me go, completely cured. You'll also see, yeah, I think it's here, guys. I'll just have a look quickly. The date of my last time I spoke to the rheumatologist is here, is 28th of October 2022. That's when the rheumatologist told me I had cured myself. I'd prefer to use the word healed, and you'll see why if you go to my webpage and read the whole journey there, which probably gives more information, but I ramble on less than I have here, where I'm just sort of thinking off the top of my head, talking to you guys. Look, I think that's it, guys. Like I said, go check out, if you need inspiration, go check out Phil Camp on Instagram. Head over to my webpage, once again, whatphilsdoing.com. Have a look there, guys. Look, all the best. You can do it. Good luck on your journey. If this, as I said before with my other posts, if this can help just one person overcome this terrible disease, then I've done my job. That's all for the day, guys. Please go ahead and give this video a like, guys. Drop a comment, let me know your thoughts. Please, guys, if you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe now. Normally my channel's about doing, it's not me sitting here talking crap for 30 minutes. Well, talking for 30 minutes. There's a lot of fun and family adventures, which are well worth seeing, with some exciting things coming up as well in the pipeline. So, guys, please, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Once again, hit like, hit share. That's it for now. Vlog over. Peace out.